Hi, hello, welcome back. So, it's exciting. I really didn't know how to do this intro, and I think that I won't. I will probably make a separate intro for each and every group because I feel like this can be a touchy subject. Um, yeah. So I feel like the way this title translates, it will take its meaning differently for each and every group. So I don't want to spoil the surprise. Let's just get into it. All right, so I was going to feel like an ease if this was not going to happen. Like, I got so used right now. So we have four options. Okay. This is going to be group number 1, this is going to be group number 2, this is going to be group number 3, and this is going to be group number 4. All the cards look the same from behind, more or less. I'm working on it. Usually they do. But yeah, try to use your intuition, try to use your gut feeling rather than, there aren't really colors and stuff, so use your feelings, right? See you at your group. All right, group number 1. This is your card, Demetra. The myth represented here is quite complex, and when I pulled out your card, I am shuffling your chaotic messages from the universe that we are going to use in the end to see what this future child of yours want to tell you. This can also refer to a child that you already have, and therefore this can be like an additional tool for you to better understand okay to better understand their needs and their higher calling, their higher power, their destiny, their path, their energetic imprint. So now that the disclaimer is out of the way, I feel like the way that you are, the energy that you embody, has a very strong impact on the image of this child has about you and the image that this child has about themselves, because you are coming through as a very hard worker, very diligent, also very protective and royal almost. Like, you are coming through as very abundant, so you might either decide to wait until you are slightly more mature in order to have a child, or this is like the choice that you have already made. But really, in order to give this structure and to basically provide a safe nest for this child to grow, develop, explore, but like I see these quite big concern around safety. So you might have had to recover from a lot, or just accomplish a lot on your own, and you don't want your child to feel the same way, even if your child is coming through as very independent still. And I see that this does not really come from what you give them, but from what you are. Basically, like, there are things that your child is going to be able to absorb through your presence alone, things that you might not even be aware of actively transmitting to your child. Okay, you might be more concerned with having this protective figure, but your child is kind of looking at you all the time and seeing like the totality of you. I'm hearing admiration. Your child really admires your hard work. And what's coming through is that their energy is going to be slightly different than yours. Like there might be moments of misunderstandings between you and your child, but it's because your energies, like the intensity and strength of your energies, is very similar. It's just that your strength is projected towards maintaining this power setup, this powerful setup, this powerful environment, this powerful and protective environment. And your child's energy is being formed by being raised inside of this. And also, I don't know why I'm getting chaotic, or like outsider, outside. Like your child might be one of those who rock the boat a little bit outside of the house, but it's because they know that they have these like this strong backing at home. I don't know why I'm getting Greta Thunberg, and like you can agree with her or not. It's just that when you study the creation of her character and the factors that had to be put into place in order for her to become this public figure, you see that she came from a very peculiar family where both of her parents are like influential people, if I remember correctly. And not only they are moderately powerful, but they are in the sustainability and environmental preservation business. And at the same time, they are very open minded with what their child is allowed to do. So um, it's kind of like this child doesn't really care about worrying you or burdening you because what they see is that you can take it. It's kind of like they do have a mission on their own, and they kind of have to go through either hardship. It's going to be different for everyone, but it's kind of like they have to hit a big rock on their destiny, on their path, and that is what is going to make them grow. And I see them do like going towards these difficulties, these heavy moments with confidence because they have you. And something else that is coming through is that you perhaps didn't really have like you didn't have that. Like you probably didn't have this security of being able to go outside alone and wander and knowing that you're going to be able to come back home and the home is going to be just as safe, just as comfortable as like ever. And this is also something that your child might subconsciously pick from who you are, not what you give them, not what you teach them. Because you might teach to your child, oh, I'll always be here for you, but you might be surprised that your child is very independent. Okay, like they really take pleasure into doing things on their own. I seeing them going after building their own kingdom, their own reality, their own universe, multiverse, whatever, and and doing it like purely for the sake of it. It's kind of like you might have worked in order to build your legacy, and your child is going to work even harder to build their own legacy, basically. And And this is probably, oh, okay. This is probably something that might cause some sort of conflict, but this is something that the two of you are supposed to get over from. Like, you're supposed to realize that this is how things are meant to happen, basically. That there's even bigger strength in that, and that you are not supposed to feel like cut out, but it's just that this other reality has to exist, and it can only exist with this separation of some sort. I'm hearing breaking the norm. Kind of like, I didn't see the whole movie, or the whole series, but I received this scene when I was just rolling around, from the new Wednesday Netflix series, where the parents drop off the daughter at the school, and the mother is trying to kind of give her good advice, and you can see that she means well. You can see that Morticia is really wise. I mean, she accomplished quite a lot, um, but she gets rejected by her daughter. Still, she's like, no, I don't want to be like you. I don't want to end up a housewife in a castle, and like choose love over my career or something like that. And so whatever type of sacrifice you decided to do, either, I don't know, prioritizing your career or your love life or a certain type of lifestyle, whatever, um, it's kind of like your child is going to have to break that in order to have their own happiness and their own recovery. I see them kind of trying to fit in, and it's at the same time, it's not going to help them, but it's going to give them clarity about what it is that they don't want to become. And this is also why it has the potential to be a bit hurtful, because a part of it is a part of what you became, right? But you need to understand that it's because, like, you had to evolve a lot in order to become who you are, and your child needs to evolve a lot too, but it's because of the greater good of humanity. Like, you evolved a lot probably because you wanted to embody this like superior human, or like this elevated human, okay? And but it's the same, like the older generation being like, okay, the new generation that doesn't really know how to do things, and like, I can see your child, they are going to try and kind of fit the mold, and it's going to make them either sick or like self-conscious or even depressed. And so this is also where the separation can happen, where you don't really know how to help your child to the fullest. You might be very wise, very knowledgeable, and this is how you became this, like, the best version of yourself, because you knew how to be this person very well. But you don't know how to be your child, basically, and their job is to discover that and to create a new reality where that has like its own place and space, okay, and its own conditions. Yeah. And I'm getting, like, for some of you, you might get a little bit sad, like, oh no, you are going to miss out on some stuff. But at the same time, you might not realize it, what you missed out on, that perhaps your parents did. And just because you enjoyed something doesn't mean that your child will, right? So let me see what else. I'm also seeing that you're going to be able to trust your child, because um, and this is also something that they definitely pick from you, is how hard worker they are. I see them like being able to either study really hard or be very charismatic. Like, th- they are going to embody certain type of characteristics that are going to allow them move well in life. Okay, like whatever type of life they might choose from, I see them as being very responsible when it comes to dealing with their shit, basically. Like, okay, what it is that I'm being dealt with, okay, head down and just keeping themselves busy with the work. Now, let's see what are some messages from this child. I have worked hard for this. It is worthy. We're going to read through. I have it's a yes, go for it. I'm kind of sensing as if this child is rooting for you to become their parent, or to go for this lifestyle that you want to give to the both of you. I see that this child doesn't like some of the people that are around you, and they are kind of urging you to um, keep working for this beautiful dream of yours, and knowing that you are being supported. Um, this child is wanting you to be honest with yourself. I'm hearing even when it hurts. For some of you, I'm getting that you might feel a little bit guilty when you start feeling sad because your child acts in a certain way, and their higher self is kind of giving you permission. No, be sad. I mean, if I'm being an asshole, if I'm not expressing myself in the best way because I'm still a little bit of a brat. You can be honest with yourself. You can take your time to heal your wounds, and you can also bring me into the conversation when we are both calmer and able to talk, like, humans who love each other. So I have, this isn't a friend, they must go. Your child sees that there's a lot of betrayal around you, and they're kind of hoping that you will be able to guide them through that. I see them kind of wanting to rise to the top, and they are going to need like a strong pillar in order to do that. And it's also kind of like this child wants the best for you, also in terms of people. Like, don't think that because, I don't know, it's kind of like this child is is willing to pay the price. Like, we're good, okay? We don't need like a bunch of fake people in our lives who are just going to put us in danger and tell our secrets to everyone. We can get through this alone, as long as we are good, like as long as our hearts are good. And I'm also getting that perhaps you're like a single parent. This child doesn't want you to like, okay, either you are single and looking for looking to mingle, and looking for someone who could be like a nice fit, um, or what the other scenario that I was getting is that you could be a single parent, and your child doesn't want you to be with just anyone just to give them like another half of the fruit, right? It's just, no, no, we can do this. If this if someone is not treating us well, if someone is not treating you well, they must go. They are not they are not welcome in our life. Which brings us back to the first card that came out. Work hard for this. It is worthy. Like, your child is urging you to really believe in the life in the family life that you can have, and that you can give them. Basically, you might have struggled for this, or you might like be in going through a struggle right now, and your child is like, no, I mean, keep believing, keep working. I'm like, I'll do my own part, even if it's just, being a good child. I'll do my homework. I'll be good at school. I'll clean my shit, even if it's like a small corner. But Like you keep on being the superhero, okay? Please. All right. Oh, I almost forgot. Self-defense charms. Just random messages could be confirmations or like extra info that the divine wants to share with you. Okay, that wasn't little. um, so the first one that came out was Save Your Kids. I have Make Some Noise. I feel like this is like confirmation of everything that everything that we said, because I have Set Yourself Free, and I'm getting from guilt, block, ghost. Okay, like move on with confidence when you know that it's time to. But disruptive, like people might be telling you, no, you need to do things a certain way because you want to have a kid or because you already have a kid, and you're like, no, I am the CEO of my life. I am the CEO of my home, of my safe place. I know how to do things, okay? I just know how to do things. Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine. Okay? And I feel like you are going to feel when people are like trying to be sneaky and throw shade your way, like, oh, but I mean, well, okay. I'm just giving you an advice. I'm just telling you how to do things better. And you're like, I'm doing things perfectly. If you were doing things your way while living my life, you'd be having a panic attack in like 30 seconds. So, shut the fuck up. Okay? I have punch back. Um, like set yourself free, like make sure that you place strong boundaries around yourself and that you are like confident, because I see that there might be some people or situations coming towards you and basically trying to disrupt your peace, and it might feel lonely, okay, but only you know what you're trying to create. Um, and I feel like, and this is also something that your child might pick from you inadvertently, but you are already breaking some sort of norm. And I'm getting like some sort of pissed off energy when you're like, but no, I'm just trying to be me, and I get that. Group number one, I really do. But like, okay, in an ideal reality, you being you would just mean receiving informations and feedback that are divinely meant to touch you. And unfortunately, we don't live in an idealized reality where people are not encouraged to be themselves. Okay, and so I see you having to get a little bit loud just for the sake of what you want, because I feel like what you want feels very natural to you. It's like, no, this is, I am being divinely guided to create a family that looks like this. I am being divinely guided to define love in a way that looks like this. I am being divinely guided to trust in my own timing, trust in my own natural rhythm, my body even. Okay, yeah, there's something about you trusting, you learning how to trust your physical, your body sensations. And I'm receiving the word backlash, like you might receive unexpected backlash, because for you this is something that is just about making yourself feel good and creating an environment that can help you make others feel good. Like it can be just as simple as that. And I see that there are people who just simply do not want to understand that, and these people are like really fixed in their head, like, no, there is one way to do things, and that is the way, and you need to do things my way. Like, these people might even be very contradictive, like contradicting themselves, where, like, no, like they might act as if there were one way of doing things, and then at the same time it's just about, no, I broke the bag again. Okay. I just have to keep going. I'm just going to find a temporary solution. So, yeah, as I was saying, that these people might act as if they were confident as fuck because there's just one way of doing things and they are doing things that way, and at the same time they need to make everyone feel shitty because they are not doing things their way. Or these people might act or tell you that they mean well, but as soon as they talk, they are very disruptive, they are very judgmental. You can sense and feel and tell that they're trying to make you feel bad or a certain way. Because, if you tell your stuff and the person is benevolent, even if they might not act or live the same way, they might just listen to you. Oh, really? And what did you do? Oh, nice. And do you think it was the best decision? Oh, nice. Okay. And that's it. And but these people really want to give your opinion, and they want you to accept it as like universal truth, even if they might talk out of their ass and they don't even know what they're talking about. So, yeah, there is definitely strong external energy that is interfering in this reading, but I feel like the reason why I'm getting it is because your child sees it too, your child senses it too, and they want you to be very aware of this. Okay, so that you can also put this information on your scale when it's time to take tough decisions. Okay, unfortunately, tough decisions come all the time. Then, the type of information that you put on the scale is what is going to determine the outcome. Okay, you have free will, but you need to consider what you want to prioritize always. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. This was a very serious reading. I'm sensing a very strong energy from your group one. Okay, this is also why I'm being. Yeah, I told that already, but I'm being called to embody my most regal side, even if I'm like wearing my seaside pajamas. Okay, but this is something that I tell about royalty. By the way, I have like noble blood. I just don't. It's just it's just more in the blood than in the inheritance from the family. Okay, because for my family I mostly inherited trauma. But if we go back in time, like roll back, I used to have proof. Unfortunately, it was destroyed. If you want to know more about my family, you can check my video when I tell about how I became a shaman, or rather turned into one. It's a pretty dark story though, okay? So make sure that, like, you're ready for that. But what I was trying to say here is that while I was in my own quest for identity, this is something that I definitely took into consideration and trying to measure out how I wanted to express that. And since it is definitely a part of me and it is definitely something that I took the time to study, it always starts from within. Okay, like embodying like queen or king energy Like you can put a whole wardrobe of like shiny shit on yourself. If you carry yourself like you like shit, this is how you're going to be perceived, at least at first. So um, what I'm sensing here is like a deep sense of pride within you, and this is also what your child is inheriting, and this is what is connecting the two of you. Okay, this is what is also helping this child being bold when it's time to tell you, okay, you are overstepping, or you are um, overlooking this. Okay, like your child is very cunning and very observing, and they know more than what you'd expect them to know. Like you might think, okay, I protected them well, um, but it's kind of like your child is meant to like have a little bit of a clash with the word, and hmm, it's kind of like, I think it was Maya Angelou's interview where it was a really short interview that stayed with me for a long time. Um, and she recalls the time where she left her mother's home. And I think that they had a conversation of the sort, I need to go. Okay, I need to go find my own ways. I need to go make my own mistakes, even. And her mother knew that the roads outside are full of places where people can make mistakes. Okay, their mother probably made some as in um, her own youth, but what she did was that she simply told her, whatever happens, this will forever be your house. Okay, so this is kind of the type of approach that your child is wanting you to embody. I feel like that, accepting that you're not going to be able to protect them from everything, accept that they are going to have to learn how to grow from their own mistakes, and that the best that you can do is that you can working on keep on being this strong version, also like not trying to change yourself. Okay, it's okay if the two of you end up being different. Okay, you can be different and powerful in your own means, and this is what your child wants to create. This is like their bigger mission, their bigger purpose. I'm sensing now a very deep sense of pride. Like once you actually let yourself believe in that, let yourself see that, um, being pride of being proud of that is probably what is also going to get you out of misunderstandings and potentially like dark moments. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm just seeing what else. Yeah, I just needed to double check apparently. Thank you very much. I am now going to tackle group number 2. Hi, group 2. So I'm shuffling my chaotic messages from the universe deck, and we are going to use it to pull out 5 cards that we are going to read as as messages that your child wants to deliver to you. So this can refer either to a child that you are about to have and that is already connecting with you spiritually, or a child that you already have, and therefore you can use this video as additional information on how to interact with them better, and how to um, cater to their higher self. Okay, so I'm getting that your child has some sort of special needs, as this is kind of like a child of chaos. What I mean by that is that you either have this child with a very troubled person, or you might also have this child with someone that you divorced from. And for some of you, I'm getting like a very hasty, hateful, are the words, divorce, something, a separation that was very difficult, a lot of conflict that the both of you had to transcend before getting to the separation. I'm getting that this child is kind of like your peace and your war at the same time. Like, having them definitely gives you stability. Loving them, wanting the best for them, makes you feel at peace. But at the same time, I feel like raising them is a little bit difficult. Like, it's really as is really demanding. This child this child higher self is also demanding you a lot. This child wants a lot from you. This child doesn't just want you to love them. This child wants you to love you better, kind of. This child really would like you to see you eliminate conflict from your life. Like, this child would want you for some reason to this child is coming through as slightly possessive. I'm not going to lie. um, this might be caused by some early separations that they're meant to endure and experience, as this child kind of wants you to leave everything behind and be all about them. This child wants you to love them extra. I'm getting the word spoiled. So this child wants to be spoiled with objects, but at the same time, there's kind of a conflict there where if you try to replace your um, wow, if you try to replace your true love, like your authentic motherly, fatherly love, with objects and gift, it might turn into a poison to them. It might turn them into a monster. What I'm getting is that you are supposed to be very, very careful with this child, and that you really need to take into consideration their future and the way you want them to become. Something else, and I'm going to be able to make the connection, I feel, but right away I need to just tell this aspect the way it came through. Is that this child might not know how to communicate well, and therefore they might this child might force you to resolve and transcend a lot of conflicts. I'm getting karma. Like, this child has a lot of karmic energy that is being brought by previous relationships that you had. And since you didn't really cut ties with these relationships, it's still affecting. It's something that they pick up. And because what I was getting was this child forcing you to have conflicts. Like, this child this child's way of getting things done is by causing conflict. And I see that you might risk to enable that by not addressing the issue, by not addressing the behavior, by not um, being talkative about what's going on, what's going through. I see that when this child is coming through, like as a physical being, the situation might look favorable. And so it's kind of like their energy, their arrival starts feeling a bit disruptive, but it's because those favorable conditions were fake for some reason. Like, I'm getting it was just an illusion. It was like, kind of like when couples get together and none of them address the issues that caused the separation, and there is this kind of recognition of the strong bond. Okay, we've been together, we've known each other for so long, we've been together for so long, what could possibly go wrong? I love you, you love me, we forgave each other, all of this BS. Why shouldn't we? Okay. um, so it's kind of like this child is a blessing in disguise, is a gift in disguise. Because what I'm getting is that if the both of you accept the mission to the fullest, like, okay, sorry, this child is the way it is. I'm also getting something about some prominent physical characteristics, either something with their hair growing a certain way, but I was also getting like their body either growing up way faster than other kids, or just being very large at a very young age. But it could also refer to their temper in general. If the both of you can be mature in approaching the issue, where okay, we have this child, we told each other that we love each other, and love is going to be expressed better when difficulty arises, and we have a daily challenge here. So we are either going to love each other to the fullest through daily challenge, or we are going to just accept that these favorable conditions were just a convenience of like things getting into place at the wrong right time, and take separate roads. And either way, like even as separate individuals, this child is constantly going to ask to the both of you to show up as your truest self. Like, this child is very sensitive, okay? This child kind of captures um, even the slightest change in your mood. So let's say that this child might have suffered because you couldn't say no to certain people, or to certain places, or to certain experiences. Whenever this child is going to be around you and you are going to struggle saying no, even if it's just complete bullshit, like let's go take a photo, or let's go swim, or whatever bullshit, this child is going to react very strongly, okay? And this child is basically going to trigger your sense of guilt in some sort of way, where they're going to show you just how much they were hurt by your lack of capacity of placing some sort of boundaries or taking some sort of difficult decision. But as long as you are willing to transcend that and meet them like eye to eye, like, look, I know that this is making you feel a certain way, this is probably making you remind certain things, but everything is okay now, we are safe, okay, like, I love you, I was just going to do this and that and that, you can calm down, okay, but this is always going to take you a little bit of extra time, okay? So, what do they want you to know? Get crafty. This child really needs to have their imagination stimulated, which is also why I was getting this message of not trying to replace your own time and energy with material things. They want you, okay? They want your energy. They want you to look at them in the eyes and talk to them. Take a risk. This child knows that when you look at them, you feel as if they were a little bit distant. They want you to realize that this is sort of a mechanism. This is what their nervous system can tolerate. This is how they can exist. And this child wants you to get a little uncomfortable and believe in the fact that they can feel you, okay? They can feel your energy. They can feel if your words are genuine, if you're really there for them. Dream bigger. This child is inviting you to see beyond the surface, to see beyond their visible pain. For some reason, in some way, this child's pain is visible. And this child is inviting you, they want you to believe that they can be happy. They want you to see their happiness. They want you to find a way out of this karmic cycle where I'm getting the word destruction. Let me pull out. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like you are really going to have to like turn your intuition and your heart chakra to the max. Because not only I feel like the word is going to tell you everything and more about your child and how you are supposed to behave, but your own sensory machine might not be prepared to the fullest. So your child is kind of urging you, I'm getting, to get crafty and get yourself ready for when they come. So self-defense charms, just extra messages and confirmation. This doesn't surprise me at all. Wow. All right. Wow. Fuck. Okay. I'm leaving this on the side for now. I'm putting all the rest together. So I have two very, very strongly related charms: heel and throat chakra. Your child struggles with expressing themselves. So I'm seeing this blue here. Blue is the color of the throat chakra, but in this figure it appears on their back. It's kind of like everything that they want to express is being stored, and it's hurting them. So I have used simple honesty, just like I did. Okay, like Blue is the color of this. It's supposed to go there. It's actually going there. It's hurting. So something must be done. What is it that must be done? Use art and creativity. Um, and I'm getting that your child is very attached to you. Okay, so they really need not only your approval but your presence when they learn how to enjoy things. So they might really struggle at first. This is why it doesn't make any sense that you are going to have to believe that it's going to help them way more than they do. They are not going to ask you, please let me sing, please let me learn an instrument. They are going to cause conflict. They don't even know what they need. You might try to ask them, they don't know. They need you to know. And they need you to push a little bit harder, to be this like coach and motivator, like don't give up. This is going to be fun, and you might have to basically learn that yourself. This is something that you might have to heal within yourself in order for your child to feel allowed to be this, to enjoy this. I have oh oh that's why I have sponsored by Acme, like, and what I'm getting is that you might feel the tempted to find, like, to try and find quick fixes, like, oh, but I took them to like ballet class once and they didn't even like it, so why are they complaining, right? It's because they are like this. It's because they need you to understand that they are like this. It's because they need you to understand that the way that they communicate, they are asking you to do the most work. And so basically, once you actually decide to heal the relationship and heal yourself and heal your happiness, it's something that is going to happen all at once. And it's a journey. It's not a one day initiative. It's a journey. It's something that you're going to have to commit to. And yeah, because everything else, it's going to be sponsored by Acme. It's just not going to last. It's going to be like, and I have here ignore failure. Okay, um, I'm literally seeing someone having to develop, um, what's the word, like another type of way to communicate. Okay, having to read someone's faces, someone's gesture, someone's, could even be sign language, but someone's alternative way of expressing their emotions that isn't verbal, or that isn't through tears, or that isn't through like smile or whatever, um, or like in the way they move their body. Okay, you might like catch your child retracting when you try a new activity and it's not for them, and at the same time you try another activity, like let's say you tried swimming and they were like screaming and yelling. Yes, motivate them, but do not torture them either. You know what I mean? And then the next week you might try painting, and you see, and they might not tell you, they might make a mess and even cry in the end because it didn't really work out, but at least in the beginning their body would start relaxing. Okay, and those are the cues that you're going to have to learn how to follow. And this is going to, it's basically learning how to sew your child needs into your own instincts, which is also a little bit painful, I'm getting, but you can do that. Okay, you're not receiving these messages for no reason. um, I'm not getting like an easy journey here, but um, if you're being delivered with this information, is because somewhere you do have the capacity to find solutions that are fit for your own situation. Okay, so I hope this gave you clarity. If you want to leave a comment down below, you're more than welcome to do so. And if you want to book a personal reading, you can use the reservation form down below. In the meantime, stay blessed. See you soon. Bye. All right, group three. Your child is sounding very funny, okay, in a very good way. I don't know if you like Katy Perry, but I was channeling this song, Roar, like, you're gonna hear me roar. Okay, I sang it really bad. I swear that I can do better most of the time. Um, anyway, like, your what I'm sensing is your child being very loud in some sort of way. Um, I was also getting like future rock star potential energy vibe. Um, they're them having a very unique style, like growing up to have a very unique style, trendsetter in whatever type of field that they might develop themselves in. I'm getting like a champion vibe, okay? Like this child of yours is kind of like a champion. And there is a very interesting backstory to this child. I knew that this group was going to come. Me too. Um, okay, where should I start? Okay, I'll start with the video. Um, I was seeing this trend on TikTok and YouTube where it's like it all started with my mom, and you see photos of like a very beautiful young woman, and then there's a certain music that I can't remember, and then it's like, and then she met my dad, and he goes like, I'm a big gangster, and they had me, and they used, I don't know, Vanessa Paradise and Johnny Depp and their daughter, or Lenny Kravitz, Lisa, Lisa Simone, and I think, oh my god, I'm so bad at names, and Zoe Kravitz. um, okay, many others. Um, and this is what I'm sensing here. It's kind of like this child pick their parents wisely, okay, or is picking their parents wisely, because of what I'm also getting is that you might be a little bit in a hurry to either have this child, like I feel like you kind of have or had some sort of schedule, okay, some sort of established order, like okay, my life is supposed to have this by this point in time, or I was supposed to live this certain way at this point in time, or have this relationship in this location, I don't know, hey, but like a certain order. And your child is kind of telling you, wait, okay, hold on. Hold on, I'm guiding you, I'm guiding you, and not only I'm guiding you, but I'm guiding daddy to your ass for some of you, okay? It's kind of like this child is all is communicating with you, and it's also communicating with your partner, and it's kind of trying to um, cause a situation where you both look at each other like, look at that. Like, but look at what I'm presenting you, okay? So this child might be very like expected, okay? I'm for some of you, I don't know if you're like a celebrity or you will become a celebrity, or your partner is a celebrity or will become a celebrity. Okay, whatever the case, like if you resonate, it might not be for everyone, but for some of you this is the case, and therefore um, your child might be really expected, like watch, okay, like people, there are going to be people who are going to want to know. For some of you it's because you're really gorgeous or your partner is really gorgeous, so there are a lot of people who kind of want to know how those child are going to come out, okay. Your child is, and I feel like it goes in the same direction. Your child is kind of like, don't settle. It's telling you, not, don't settle. Okay, don't be in such a hurry to have me. Uh, that you try to have me with just anyone. Okay, I cannot exist with just anyone. Okay, you need to trust that the right person is going to come through. It's going to come through very unexpectedly, um, but you need to continue on a straight line in the beginning. I wanted to say in the meantime, but I don't know why I said in the beginning. Or just perhaps what you manifested in the beginning, and then you perhaps you start being like, okay, but maybe I'm not going to get it, so I might consider the other stuff. Okay, at the same time, there's this, and then at the same time, there's this. Okay, and your child is like, no, 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 no. I have something. I have something. Um, so your child is definitely going to have the potential to receive some recognition of some sort. For some of you, your child might want to become a scientist. Like I'm getting like biology studying molecules, and they're going to be very excited when they do this, when they're able to do this. And the reason might be because they have some sort of unexpected characteristics in their appearance. I'm getting their eyes. Like they might have some very unique eyes. For some of you, it's going to be like very aesthetically beautiful, but at the same time, it's so unique that it will spark their own curiosity to study about. For some of you, it might be God even. Like they might try to study. Okay, well, what was God about when they made me? Ooh, your child, your child is confident as hell. Okay. But I'm getting like in a good way. I'm sensing a very positive aura, like a very yellow aura. Like this whole card is yellow as fuck. So I'm getting like a very, this potential for this very bright child. Very healthy. So your child might be into sports very early on. They might be very energetic. So something that might help you once your child is very young is introducing them to sports, like making sure that they try as many activities as they like, and in the capacity of what you can, of course, without depleting yourself. But basically making sure that they have the time and space to play and tire themselves through sport. Okay, this is something that they are going to be able to rely on to when they are more adults. Basically, having this coping mechanism. I'm getting like learning that when there aren't like big responsibilities or like stuff to worry about, they can still use the time. They can still use the time to perfect themselves, to study something, okay? Because um, I'm getting that they are going to want to be successful in some sort of way. So you are also going to have to, of course, knowing how to guide them. And what I'm getting is that your child might really benefit from um, learning how to endure things in a playful way. And this is also going to canalize them on pursuing what they actually want to do, okay? Like once they learn, okay, um, let's say every sport requires me to get tired, okay? But when I do this, I get tired and then I'm happy. And when I do this other thing, I get tired and I'm also feeling depleted. And um, you basically making sure that that is also playtime, okay? That is also profiting of life, profiting of the time that you are being given on earth is not always, oh, this is interesting. Also, teaching to your child about the simple things in life, the joy that you can extract from the simple things in life is going to benefit them a lot, because they're going to learn how to make the most out of everything that is going to be given to them. Like, even if it's just a bunch of bricks, they're going to be able to make something comfortable. Even if it's just one instrument, they're going to be able to become really good at that. Whew, okay, so I shuffled this chaotic messages from the universe already. I'm going to pull out 5, and we are going to read them as things that your child wants to communicate to you. I have, as you do the practical work, you will understand the delay. I'm getting that your child might, like, you having to learn how to be patient at this moment in time. This isn't the right time. Um, is something that is also going to help you teach patience to your child, learning how to take care of the finer detail of your manifestation. Okay, like, your child might tell you, oh, I want to become a champion. All right, so every day we'll have to do this, and then have a little bit of fun with this, and then clean this, you know. Acknowledge your power. um, I'm getting different messages from this card. Like, on some level, um, your child is kind of prideful, and they're like you do need to realize who the fuck you are in order to realize in order to have who the fuck I am, something like that. Okay, like, in order for you to have a child like me, you cannot be just anyone. Which is funny. Okay, like, this is more their higher self talking. Okay, this is probably not something that you're going to, this is probably not a discourse that you're going to receive from a kid, but anyway. um, but what I'm also getting is that your child is talking about the connection that you already have. Like, their energy is already lingering around you, and you healing yourself is already calling in this child, is already making them feel welcome enough to want to express themselves in the physical world. I have watch out for your family. So you might experience either either difficulties with your own family that you're going to have to address before you are ready to call in a child, or something else, because I pulled out 5 cards in total for every group, and I got this one as your last card, ambivalent. Something else is that your child is kind of warning you that you might have to face some ambivalent situations um, with your spouse family. Like, for some reasons, for some of you, it's like a situation that is going to make you feel protected, or like it's going to give you something very positive, but at the same time you're going to have to, like, fend for yourself or defend yourself. So I don't know if you're going to have this child with someone who, um, I'm getting like cultural differences, or like differences in terms of value. Like, this person might value their family opinion very much, and I'm getting like you might not give a fuck, or like vice versa. So let me pull out some self-defense chart because I want to know more about this before I can close up, and what could be the best way to deal with the situation or the situations. But okay, all right. So for some of you, I'm getting that some you might encounter some sort of family situations as you approach this pregnancy, or as you start moving with the in moving within the world with this child, that are going to trigger you very, very deeply, and the mission for you is to heal those deep wounds. Okay, I'm getting that. Wow, that verse from that song that just came out with Shakira and Carol J. I'm going to try to translate that. But in the beginning, Carol J says, it's kind of when you try to cover up a wound with makeup, you cannot see it, but you can feel it. So you might have this child at a moment in time where you definitely know how to dress your wounds well, and you might have already healed a lot, and this is why this child is allowed to go, like, be enter your life. um, but there is still something there. Okay, it's normal, you're human. Okay, and so when these situations arise, I have three different tools. I mean, two are very, very tightly related, but it can, in terms of practices, we can separate three different ones. First one is use art and creativity, so something that might help you along the way is literally transcending feelings with putting them into another content. Okay, this is also something that might help you bond better with your child, learning how to share moments of free and joyful creation. I have throat chakra, so you might benefit from meditating or do throat chakra healing of any sort, like just free singing or participating to classes, or ateliers, workshops. Okay, that was the word that I was trying um, to find. Workshops oriented to the healing of the throat chakra. Okay, because I'm getting like on and off. I don't know. I have used simple honesty. So when these situations arises, like, you are not supposed to just shut down. Okay, like, if you hear something, say something. Like, yeah, your cousin, she's lovely, but I overheard that she was talking trash about me. So I am definitely not going to not say anything about it. I am definitely going to start questioning what are their intention towards me, and from now on, perhaps let's not share this type of information with that kind. Something like that. Okay, like, find, yes, you can find graceful ways to do so, but do so. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, this child this child really wants to be involved here in this situation. Okay. No, but I think that's all. I was just surprised that by the amount of information that this child was giving me. Okay, like, they're coming off very, very mature, but in a joyful way. Okay, I feel like it's because it's a very intelligent soul, and they're looking for um, a family structure that is going to stimulate their intelligence even more and like create more and more levels. I hope this gave you clarity. Thank you. Bye. See you soon. All right, group number four. The 5 is the number of change. Sorry, it's just that I tried to turn on my TV for the first time in a month, but I don't really know how to make it function, so oops. I don't know. I will do something. It's just that it turned on and now it's like looking at me. 5 is the number of change. So first thing that I'm getting is that this child is coming as a big change into your life. And then I was getting two very strong scenarios. Your card is Tiresias, okay? Either this talks about a pair of twins that you're meant to have, or this talks about a child that is like a Gemini or like embodies some very strong dualities. So I feel like I need to tackle the two scenarios separately. And this is kind of like the theme of your reading, group number 4, where if these are twins that we're talking about, what you need to know is that they are very different from one another. For some of you, it's literally like one is male and the other is female. But if not, it's kind of like the day and the night. And even if they were born at the same exact time, you're going to have to learn how to communicate with them in a complete different way. Okay, like you really need to make sure that they learn how to be their own separate person. Okay, and that you do not. And I feel like they are going to like force you to see it, basically. What I'm also getting is that there is something about this child that you are not going to want to see in the beginning. For some of you, when it's about this pair of twins, there is one of them that you might not know how to deal with them, because I'm seeing that it was really interesting seeing it here. You have the pair here and they have something in their hair, and one is red and the other is yellow, and then you have the almost like the same thing covering this guy's eyes, and it's only red. And I feel like I feel like it's because for some of you it's very simple. Okay, it's literally about one of your child being more like your spouse and not like you. And therefore, there is only a limited amount of direct comprehension that you can give them. And this is something that you are going to have to learn how to communicate them clearly. Like, it's not that I love you less, or that I care about you less, or that I want to spend less time with you. But sometimes, like for the type of human that I am, I just am unprepared to face this type of challenges with you. And like this is basically what this child needs and wants to hear from you, all right? Therefore, I feel like the best way for you to go through this experience, issue, whatever, is rather approach it in this other way or with this other person, whatever the case might be. I feel like this parenting this child is going to force you to get to know yourself really to the core. Like, you are going to have to be able to communicate to them your true self. And I was also getting this other scenario where if this is not a pair of twins, this is a child that kind of acts very divided to your eyes. Like, you might feel like your child is one way, but then you turn around and they are this other way. And the reason they are like this, it's because they're picking up on stuff. It's not that they're picking up that, but they might be expressing stuff that are also within you, but you might struggle to see. And so, in order for you to better connect with this child, you need to go through yourself first, if that makes sense. I really hope it does. It's kind of like, in order for you to see the word through their eyes, you need to understand how you actually see the word. And if you never took the time to study and analyze that, I didn't shuffle your cards your card messages, by the way. I'm going to do it now. How you view the word. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. But there, like the message underneath was very simple about, yeah, this is making me dizzy. So now I'm remembering why I never turned it on. Like, this looked fun until, no. Yes, thank you. Wait. Oh my god, I was already entering a panic. Like, oh my god, it's going to stay on and just ruin my vibe. Ugh. But no, I managed to turn it off. So, the main message that is underneath all of this is that it's kind of like, I feel like this talks a lot about your shadow side. Okay, I feel like your child is going to be a little bit more expressive when it comes to their shadow side. They are going to be... I also feel like this child chose you because they know that they are going to be able to be comfortable enough to show you this. But this is also going to trigger you back into looking at your own shadows, okay? Because you're going to come to a point where you're going to wonder, okay, but where does this is coming from? And you are going to realize just how normal this is, okay? It's just that you were not acknowledging it within yourself. So I shuffled these chaotic messages from the universe, and I'm just going to read them, like pull out 5 and read them as messages that your child is wanting to deliver to you. All right. Okay, this is a bit heavier than what I expected to read. For some of you, it's kind of like your child is going to act very cold at times. And for some of you, it's kind of, it's some sort of trauma of sudden and drastic change that this child has to go through. Like, their energetic imprint already has it as they approach you as a potential parent. And it's showing you some sort of the same dark tendencies that you might have. And I feel like in your case and in your child's case, this is coming through as permission to heal, okay? As, okay, this is going to be the family unit where we fucking talk about this, when we talk about the pain that this has been causing to me, that as a former child, that is still causing to me as an adult, that now is causing you as a new child, and we are going to become the family unit where we actually discuss about this, where we talk about this, in where the goal is to get healthier. And I have expect a surprise. So what I'm getting here, it's like that you do not really expect how good this can turn out, and you might not realize just how much you already did in terms of DNA healing by you starting your own healing. And you are now having this child, and it's kind of like spirit placing this box of opportunities on everybody's lap in your family. And it's like, okay, now we can actually heal the bloodline. We can avoid this spread of hate to continue. I have just do it, trust your instinct. I feel like this ties back to expect a surprise. Like, you might struggle with having good examples of healthy families, or what it takes to heal a heavy issue within a family and make sure that the love stays intact. And so you're going to have to go through this process by having faith in it, by expecting a good outcome to come from this, by expecting good results from intaking new loving constructive information in your system, and therefore making your literal blood vibrate to that. And I feel like this is going to be something that really moves you from the inside out. I'm also seeing a potential physical change in this, where perhaps you are going to experience this, or you have experienced this already, and you are going to be able to guide your child through this. But like physical change, drastic physical change through the free and like shameless expression of trauma. And you see how like the body shape of these two figures is different. This looks quite emaciated, like very very slim, and he's not looking at anything. And then this one is looking at himself, and he has like this like perfect, super healthy looking body shape. And what I'm getting is that this shape is not, you are going to be very important in letting either your child or the whole family realize that getting to this healthy shape, and it can even be in terms of what your family looks like the dynamic, not the aesthetic, okay, but how you build your daily exchanges with each other, is going to happen from this deeper observation of everybody's point of views in the situation, where everybody is given the time and space to acknowledge and understand everything that happened, even in everybody's minds. Okay, those are the facts, those are the emotions, those are the thoughts. This is the trauma, this is the pain, this is the opportunity, this is the joy. Okay, naming everything. Okay, like communication. You and your family might write a lot or benefit a lot from journaling, or teaching your child how to journal, like encouraging them, respecting their privacy when it's time to journal. but like using journaling as a healing tool. So self-defense charms, just to have some additional messages or confirmation. All right, that was fast. Heart chakra. I feel like you might have struggled with adults or family dynamics where the heart wasn't prioritized, and this new family unit is the one where you are going to have the chance to choose to do this, and your family is kind of urging you to already start acknowledging this, acknowledging the opportunity in being able to work about this, work on this, work with this. Zoe. Um, heart chakra, integrate heart chakra meditation in your practices. Can be shared practices, but even when it comes to your own spiritual hygiene, making sure that your family decisions are heart driven and not whatever else driven, ego driven, fear driven, okay? Because there might be some very like harsh stuff that comes up, okay? Something very, very dark that happened in your lineage and that is going to be illuminated but by either this child behavior or one of your child's behavior, and you are going to have to find the most loving way to approach the issue. I think I will just leave it like this, okay? Because everyone's situation might be different. This is an energy reading, so then your job is to make the translation with the practical circumstances. You know, sometimes I give examples, but that's kind of also part of you as a receiver of the reading, part of your role as receiver of the reading. I just left one word out. So thank you very much, group number 4. I hope this gave you clarity, and if you want to leave a comment down below, you're more than welcome to do so. Bye. See you soon. Stay blessed.